Oh, howdy all, grab yourselves a beer, it is time for some Path of Exile discussion. Today, I wanted to just show off one of the Metamorph fights that you encounter throughout pretty much every zone in the Metamorph League. I'm currently in Act 7, taking a reasonably slow leveling for me, but faster than many people, but slower than the top players by far. And when you go through this zone, there'll be a certain number of brains, eyes, lungs, hearts, and livers that will drop when you kill certain monsters. Those monsters will show up on your minimap, they stand out, and so they're pretty easy to find. Each one will have a particular type of reward that might be associated with it. So this one here, you'll see this Scavenger Vulture's brain has an icon on it. If you're familiar with the last few leagues, you'll recognise that that is an icon for a talisman. It also says that drops additional rare talismans and has additional fire damage. I can then use any of the eyes that I've collected in the zone. I've only collected one. I believe there are 5 located throughout the zone, so I'm just going to stick that one in. It has no mods. This one is undead, fires explosive arrows, and has no particular mods. Here I get to pick between 3 different choices. I can go with the easiest, or I can go with the hardest, and I'm just going to pick one of them at random. Doesn't really matter that much. And then here we've got a rare monster and that has a couple of mods, and a magic monster, normal monster that has none. I'm going to pick this one. By virtue of choosing a rare monster, I've added quite a bit more to the power of the overall Metamorph. You see here that it's got 128% more monster maximum life, so that means they're quite a bit scarier. If I'd picked rares in every slot, then you would start seeing that they'd be nastier again. Anyways, at this point, I'm just going to activate the fight and showcase what we'll encounter. I'm going to front load as much damage as I can. These are super tanky. And you want to be paying attention to the monster's attacks and just keep moving. Just expect that you'll be in danger if you're standing still for too long. And there's usually some sort of telegraph when there's an attack that's coming. At various hit point thresholds, the Metamorph will spawn a lot of ads. So you want to have a skill that doesn't just kill, that isn't just single target. You need to be able to deal damage to surrounding enemies as well. I'm currently weak on that front. That's going to change when the build picks up the second Ascendancy and gets access to Ricochet from the Deadeye. At that point, we'll be doing a lot more damage to Metamorphs because I'll be able to shoot any of the monsters and have a reasonably good chance of hitting the actual primary target as well. One thing that I've found that's really important, a lot of these things have energy shield, and energy shield on these Metamorphs is really scary because they get a lot of it, and they'll regenerate it when you end up away from them because you're paying attention to their trash. I am somewhat underleveled and undergeared for this area. Normally, I'd like to have about 1800 life and maxed resists when I'm starting Act 7, so I am quite a bit, quite weak at the moment, and that's causing the fight to go longer than it normally would. However, these are long fights. They don't last as long as a Blight encounter does, but you shouldn't expect to be clearing them in one shot yet. That's likely to happen as we get more advanced in the league. As players get more powerful gear, I think you'll start seeing monsters will just drop dead quickly. And there we go, we've killed it. And we've obtained a reward from a talisman. We've had 2 different talismans drop. Talismans are generally pretty bad rewards. There will be a fair number of rare items, but there'd be a lot more if I'd had a more juiced up set of monsters that went into that one. You just pick these up, they're not likely to be any good. Anyways, that's some of the core, I guess, the gameplay loop of the Metamorph League for encounters before maps. When you get to maps, it's a bit different, and when I'm there, I'll post something about that too.